Hello beaters, my name is Jana and I'm going to try to attempt my first ring video based on a wheel variation. Normally I just do pictures, but I thought, well, this ring doesn't take too long, so let me try a video. This camera is actually supposed to be for pictures, not for video, so I hope that it will give some decent kind of quality. I do hope in the future I will be able to get a real camera that is for video shooting and not just for pictures. So I'm going to make a wheel variation ring. I'm going to use 6mm bicones, a 4mm pearl, and size 8/0 Miyuki seed beads. It's okay if you don't have the same seed beads, if you don't use Miyuki, just try anything. It will work. If you think the bicones 6mm are too big for a ring, you can also use 4mm, and then in that case I suggest, if you do have Miyukis, to use the size 11. The 4mm pearl, however, stays the same. I use Fireline, size 008, 50 yards, 6 pounds, size D. Let's start off with 2.5 arm spans wide for this ring. I'm going to put my needle on. That's the first thing I like to do. And at the end of my thread, I am going to set up, by hand, not needle, with 6 size 8 seed beads. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Make sure your tail is nice and long. Put my seed beads on my finger, and then I pick up my needle and I go through all these seed beads. Now what I'm trying to do is, because Fireline does damage easily, it's very strong but it does damage easily, to do as much with one pull of a needle as I can. Is that what they say? Pull of a needle? Because the more you pull your thread through your beads, the more it will damage. I'm going to do that again. Through all 6 of them, and then I'm just going to go up 2 in the beginning. Okay, I'm going to pull both sides, make that strong. Start off with the bicones, 6mm, 1 6mm, a seed bead, a 6mm, a seed bead, and a 6mm. I'm going through the first seed bead because that completes my circle, but I want to do as little as possible, so I'm just going to take the second one also to pull my thread through there only once instead of twice. So I'm pulling my thread through. I start off with a bicone, a seed bead, a bicone, and a seed bead. And I'm going through the next bicone right here. This is first, next, and then I'm going to go, if possible, through the next 2 seed beads on the inner circle. So the first one that you came out of, and then the second one after that. And pull that tight. Okay, we're going to do that again. Bicone, seed bead, bicone, seed bead, into that bicone again. And we're going to do that all the way around into the 2 seed beads in the middle. But since there already is a bicone here, and you don't need to add more bicones now, see if you can get that needle to go into the bicone also. So just make sure that thread doesn't need to be pulled more than you have to. Okay, we're basically almost finished with our wheel. The only thing we need is one more little bicone here. And of course, 2 seed beads on every side, since we got seed beads, 2 seed beads between the bicones everywhere. So I'm going to add a seed bead. I'm going to add, let me see, an orange bicone. And I'm just going to pull that down my thread. Now it's time to change threads. So I'm going to get this needle off my thread, and I'm going to pick up my thread carefully so it doesn't entangle, get it to the front, and put my needle on there. Just get that thread to the other side. There we go. We need to go up the bicone. At the seed bead. And then just kind of cross it in that bicone that we just added on our other thread. Now, I like to continue to work with my right thread so that I can put my pearl in the middle. Now, you might want a pearl in the middle on the top, but I prefer to have the pearl on the middle in the bottom. I don't know if you can see that. Like this. Just have like a little edge of a pearl that shows. I'm going to take my needle and work away from me, as I always do. Go through the seed bead and the bicone here. And I'm going to add my pearl on my needle and go straight across into the other bicone right there. Now, you will see thread, but that's okay, because this is the back side of your wheel. So once it's turned around and it becomes a ring, you really won't see it. But I also want to go through that pearl again. So in order to go through that in that same direction again, I need to now find a root that will bring me into this purple bicone again. Let me show you how that works. Go into the seed bead. Don't pull it too much. You don't want that to go look like this. Pull it just a little bit. Go into the bicone. Go down the seed bead and the bicone. And as you can see, if I need to go into this bicone again, I need to follow the root that goes through this seed bead, up this bicone, in this seed bead, down this bicone, in this seed bead, and down that bicone again. So that's what's called the beaded path. You've already been there, you beaded it, and you don't want to just go off it, because if you do, if I would go from this seed bead into this seed bead and go into this pearl, I would be pulling my pearl into two directions, one that goes up here and one that goes into this seed bead. So you don't want to do that. You always want to follow the beaded path. So up that bicone, in that seed bead, bicone and seed bead, and then up the bicone again, cross over in the pearl, and up the bicone. See, as much as possible so you don't have to pull your thread through twice. So there we go. And then I'm just going to try and get rid of my thread for now. Just go through a seed bead and a bicone, go the other way, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. Okay, now it's time to pick up that long thread again, and as you want to work away from you, you gotta make sure that that's on the top. We're going to start with going through 2 seed beads first. Pull that carefully. Then seed bead, bicone, seed bead, bicone, and a seed bead. And we're going to skip over this bicone and we're going to go into the next 2 seed beads and come out in front of the bicone. There we go. So we're going to do that again. We're going to pick up a seed bead, a bicone, a seed bead, and a bicone, and a seed bead. We're going to skip this bicone and go through these 2 seed beads. And again. Seed bead. Bicone. Seed bead. Bicone. And I'm going to use the yellow one. There, yellow. Seed bead. And through the 2 seed beads. Okay. Now just do it again. Seed bead. Bicone. Seed bead. Bicone. Seed bead. And jump right over there into these 2 seed beads. Seed bead. Bicone. Seed bead. Bicone. Seed bead. And through these 2. And as you see, we're almost done. We need one more. Seed bead. Bicone. Seed bead. Seed bead. Bicone. Seed bead. And we're going to go into these 2, also the 3rd one, and if you can, just try and pick up the 4th one, which is the bicone. There we go. So, yeah, pretty, huh? Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add 1 seed bead in between these 2 bicones. So we're going to go into the seed bead, down the bicone, and we're going to add 1 seed bead, and we're going to go up the bicone. And if you can, just go into that seed bead also. Right there. You can also go into that seed bead on your way down, but you might as well get it. So, up the bicone, and we're going to do this all the way around. And grab the seed bead, and into that next bicone. And right there, into the seed bead. And just continue doing that until you're done all the way around. Bicone, seed bead, bicone, seed bead. And now adding the last one, seed bead, bicone, and come out of the seed bead. And if all is correct, this project is already curving. I'm gonna make it curve more. So, pick up a bicone and go into the next seed bead. Not this one, that one, the one that's sticking out. That's one. Now, pick up another one. Nah, this one. And we're going into this seed bead right here. And as you pull it, you can see the project curve more and more. Okay. Bicone. Into the outer seed bead here. There we go. Pull. Bicone. Seed bead. And pull. That's it. That's the way it looks on the back. Let's get this thread thread out of here for a bit. There we go. Bicone. Yeah, put the yellow. Bicone. Seed bead. And pull it through. And bicone. And the last one. Now, we need to go through all that again, but first we need to open it up a little bit more. Get this thread that's now on the inside to the outside. Just kind of stick it through. See where it's at. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. Just kind of push it through your beads so it's on the front instead of on the back. See, it came out of this bicone anyway, now it's on the front. And we're gonna go through the bicone, the seed bead, the bicone, the seed bead, and we're gonna go all around again. Okay, I hope I can find somewhat the same position because my battery just died. That's what you get when you don't have a real camera. Okay, where did I leave off? You have to go through this bottom row 2 times with your needle. So that's what I'm going to do right now. I'm going to take it a second round around. And since I started in this yellow one, I'm coming out of this yellow one. Now I'm going to change threads again because I want the short thread to meet up with my long thread so I can knot it up and make sure that this stays nice and firm and tight. Just follow the beaded path. It's not that difficult. You need to end up in this pink bead where the threads cross each other so you can tie a knot. Okay, right now I am in this pink thread, so I'm first going to make my way to this row up here. Pink thread. I'm going through the seed bead. I'm going into the yellow one, and that pretty much gets me up there. And now I'm just gonna go all the way around to meet up with my other thread. Okay, here we go. Okay, so one thread is coming out of the bicone and the other thread is coming out of the seed bead, so they're as close together as I can possibly get them. I'm going to tie up a double knot. That's one, and that's two, and now I'm going to pull that knot into my yellow bead right there, and I'm just going to go and take this thread and move on a little bit right there. Now my knot is in my bicone, and then right there. Now the knot is in the yellow bicone here, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to make my ring bend from here to over here. I'm going to take the long thread up, put it through my needle, or through the eye of my needle actually. I'm going into the seed bead, bicone, and the seed bead. And then I'm going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seed beads, and I'm going to go back in and in through the seed bead, bicone, and the seed bead. There we go. I want to make sure that this thread doesn't break easily, so I'm going to go through all 5 of them again. So, all 5 of them, and there, that's the 5th one. Going through that seed bead, bicone, seed bead that is attached to each other, and then I'm going to take it up, go up 4 seed beads. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you can see, it's 4 seed beads. So I just took it down to 4. I turned it around because I like to work away from myself, and I'm going to do the ladder stitch because I really like the ladder stitch. It's very nice, strong and firm. I'm going to go pick up a seed bead and go back in the first seed bead I just came out of, and then I'm going to go back into the seed bead I just added. There we go. Pick up another seed bead into the second seed bead that was next to it and pull it through, and back into that second seed bead I just added. And here we go again. Pick it up a 3rd time, and then into that 3rd seed bead, go on, put it through, and push it out again. And turn it around. Here we go. And I'm going to do the same thing all over again until my ring band is long enough. There are people that are going through with their needles again to get everything stiff, but you really don't need that. You got plenty of thread, and we'll be going through that several more times by the time we cut off the thread. So right now I can actually hold it a little bit. It's very hard to do this if you can't hold it. There. Get that up a little bit. Here we go. Push that through. One more. And a 3rd seed bead. And push that out. And then you just continue doing those rows until your ring band is long enough and you can attach it to the other side. So just pause the video right now because I'm going to make this ring band long enough, and then I'll catch up with you when you get to the other side, okay? Okay, I think I'm pretty much there. And this is how I size my ring. Check out if it's long enough. Yep, that should do it. Shouldn't be a problem. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we need to attach this side, of course, to this bicone bead. So I'm on the left side right now, so I'm going to add a bead and go through these 3 beads, the seed bead, the bicone, and the seed bead. And then I'm going to add another seed bead, and I'm going to go through these 3 last row seed beads. There we go. And now for the ultimate test, if that really does fit. Yep, that fits. So what I'm going to do is going to close this up. I'm going to go through these again, the seed bead, the bicone and the seed bead. There. And then I'm just going to go down this one seed bead that I just added, and I'm going to go up and down my rows, zigzagging all the way back. So up and down. Oops, had to take my ring off. And up and down. And this will even out your ring band. If it's a mess, this will work it out. But only when you go on your way back. So I'm going to go all the way to the end, and I twist it and I turn it because this really hurts a lot to do when you do it very often. So I'm just twisting my ring band each and every way for me to make it as easy as possible. People keep asking me why I don't do videos. I think it's pretty obvious by now how much noise there is in my house. I do not have air conditioning. It's pretty warm, so my window is open just a little bit, but there is so much noise. I haven't heard the dog bark yet though. Knock on wood. And here we go. And when I reach the end, well, I just go up that one seed bead. That seed bead, that bicone, and that seed bead. Down that one seed bead on the side, and we're gonna go work our way back. And that ring band should be nice and tight and straightened out. And you just keep doing this until you either can't get through your ring band seed beads anymore, or until you run out of thread. And that's why I do 2.5 arm spans wide, because I always like to make sure that whatever happens to the ring, it doesn't happen to the ring band. See, people wear out a ring band much easier than the actual ring, so you want to make sure that this is really, really done well. And that people can walk around with it for years and years to come. Now, if this baby breaks, I know it ain't my fault. And I'm going through the last 3 again. Up that seed bead on the side, and neighbors will talk in the street. They don't have houses, you see. Everybody lives in the street here. There we go. Through that seed bead, bicone seed bead. Up that one seed bead. And we're going down through the 3 again, and why not? Just let's take it up for another round. If you can go, don't pull it through there if you feel it stuck, because you don't want to break it, especially not if you do 11-0 seed beads. You don't want to break a seed bead along the way after putting all these seed beads on. Oh, it happens. Just one more through there. I want that stiffened up, and then poof, suddenly you have a seed bead less on your ring band. and thread showing, which is even worse. There we go. And as I said, just, you know, when it's enough, it's enough. We've been through there 4 times. Want to go through there another time, that's fine. But, you know, if anybody can break this ring band, they're pretty strong. Up one more time. And in through the last 3. Around the bicone again. Side bead, seed bead, bicone seed bead, up the side seed bead, and into the 3 again. I think I will just do one more and then just cut my thread because, well, that's pretty stiff. That looks good. Of course, it would be nicer if you would do a ring band with black thread, but oh well. If you put black thread through your bicones, that would suck again, so that would mean you would have to use 2 kinds of thread, which is also possible, but this is easier. And you will see it's very, very mounted, but the thing is, it's not on your side of the fingers. As soon as your ring comes in between your fingers here on the sides, it's annoying. So this is perfectly in between your fingers, as you can see, and it will not trouble you at all to wear this. Now, one last little fix-up is to take this thread and also run it through a couple of times and then cut it off, and then you're all done. And you got this beautiful, happy, spring-looking like ring, which will probably get a lot of attention. And, well, I hope that, feel free to abuse my copyright in the sense of making this ring and selling this ring. Even if you have a store, feel free to sell it. I don't need to be mentioned in any way. The only thing I don't want violated in my copyright is that I will find this same video on YouTube, for instance in a different language, without my knowledge or approval of it. So that's the only copyright I really want to make sure that doesn't happen. Other than that, please go out there. These are hard times. If people love them, sell them. Even if you don't have Swarovskis, get some size 6mm other kind of bicone beads, the glass beads, or maybe even real gem beads, or I don't know, it doesn't matter. 6mm fake pearls. Get something. It will get attention. It's really pretty. And I also wanted to show you another one that I've made, which is with just the AB, and I wanted to show you a different size also, so hold on. Okay, back. I also wanted to show you the one that I made with galvanized gold. It's basically the same colors that I used in here, but you can see that this looks darker because of the black seed beads, but here I used the galvanized gold. And to show you size difference, let me put this back on. So you can see size difference on my fingers. I made one with red and gold. This is Siam, dark Siam actually, and this is the one in 4mm. Now, if you like your rings not to be that big and a little bit more elegant, then this is also very pretty. I did this with 5 seed beads 11O. Inside are also the 11Os. And I made this ring band just 5 seed beads wide opposed to 3 seed beads wide. So that's my red version. And yeah, I really like that too. But it's petite as to bombastic. That's a pretty big size difference. You might like it even bigger. I would say go ahead, try size 8. So size 8 bicones. And this will definitely get everybody's attention. This is the one done with the AB. Now I think by far the AB bicone is the most beautiful ring there is, bicone there is. This gets everybody's attention because the way this shines in the sun is so beautiful. And I was wearing it yesterday while I was at my Wednesday table where I sell my jewelry. I do that from May till September because, you know, everything I make on YouTube must be sold. And this got a lot of attention. I was just wearing it. Although people might not instantly buy stuff, they do look and they do comment, and every comment, you know, with every comment you get, you know, you made something good. So that's pretty cool, isn't it? It's a little bit wobbly, I do have to say that, but that is because I have played around with, I'll show you, closing off the big hole on the back. That's what I played around with, but that makes it wobbly. So, and this is not. So you can just try this and you will see it will not move an inch. It's steady as a rock on your finger. So that's basically it. You'll see there's a I don't know if you can see that really well, but that little pearl there, that makes all the difference. In the middle, it's not standing out by being on top opposed to, did I do it somewhere on the top? Yeah, I don't think I did. Yeah, I really like it on the inside. And there's no pearl on the inside here because this was just one of my first drafts. But as you can see, there is a little pearl inside of this one. I really like that. It's just a little touch of. Okay, well, I hope you liked the tutorial, and I hope to see you back again. If you liked my biker chick ring while I was working, because there's always a lot of comments like, oh, can you do the ring that you had on? This ring is called biker chick ring. I do not have a video of that. It takes a long time to make. It takes about an hour and a half, and to make a video of an hour and a half takes up just too much time. If you want to make this one, it is available, but it's only available in pictures with text. So I will put the link underneath the video just in case you want to make one of these rings also. Okay, well, thank you for watching me, and I hope you enjoyed it.